my cousin was like, "Which one is Husk?" I said, Husk is the young one that drinks on the show." He goes, he goes, "The quiet one?" I said, "He's not as quiet as you think he is." I said, he's absolutely not." He goes, "Oh, because he doesn't speak that much." I said, "Yes, he does." I said, "He actually does."
Yeah, I speak quite a bit. I mean, there's moments like, what was it, last week? My dog almost shit on the floor, so I had to
Yeah, I know.
haul ass
I was
out the
watching.
room.
Yeah, he's like, "You gonna find it behind the fucking
Yeah.
couch."
What's up, Internet? Welcome to this episode of the Creator Feature. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now, before we get started, I do have a quick update regarding the show in case you missed it. I will be running the show every other week from now on, but don't fret because on my off week, you'll have Stubbs Cast Creator Hub, and on his off week, you'll have my Creator Feature. Now, with that said, and out of the way, today we have the one and only King David. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for coming up.
Oh man, of course I was gonna come through. We was scheduling to get this done. Everything was pushing it back. We're supposed to do a spoiler cast with the Last of Us. Addict's internet goes out. He has these little gerbils running his daggone internet. So and I told him today, he was like, "Oh, we can do it on Monday." I said, "We're not doing it on Monday." I done pushed Husk away for a minute. The hell with that. Husk has Monday, so I don't really, care what y'all have to do, but we'll do that tomorrow. I said, Husk has Monday.
I appreciate the shit out of that.
No problem.
So, I guess let's jump into the first question I have is have you collected any knees lately? And what's the backstory behind that?
Okay, well, the knee collecting is yeah. I'm on a real win streak right now. It's absolutely incredible. But the thing is, like, it's been the knee, so a lot of it is like Game of Thrones type of reference, and it just took on a life of its own. Like they're
Quick
like,
too.
yeah, King's out here collecting knees, and it's like because on the weekends, all right, so from the Iron Lords podcast, Lord Cognito and Lord Sovereign, we go like way back to our youth. That's family. All right. So on the weekends, it's really 16 to 20 of us. All right. And that's the Channel 5 team. Right. And the reason why it's called the Channel 5 team is because we would go to the chicken spot and rent karate movies or buy karate movies. It was 3 for $20, right? So we're
Damn.
chipping the money, get the karate movies, go watch them, and play video games. So usually we're there from morning. You can say at 10 o'clock in the morning to I don't know 5 o'clock the next morning. The next day, 5 a.m. and the next morning, playing video games and stuff like that. So it's always some outrageous bet. We'll be playing a fighting game and somebody talk too much mess or whatever, and be like, all right, so we bet you this. So one time, my man Drew, I had Goldberg and he had Brock Lesnar, and he's supposed to. The winner is supposed to ride the other dude on his back down the block. Right, so he's supposed to give him a piggyback ride down the block. And he put me in the F5 and he yells out F5 and he drops me. Boom. And I'm like, oh my God, it's over. Goldberg gets up, he kicks out. I said,
Oh shit.
so I grab him and I said, jack him up. And I jack his ass up. And I got him in the air and I walk him around and I drop him. When I drop him, I automatically run to the corner to give him the shoulder tackle, waiting for him to
Spear.
get up groggy, right? To spare him. Spared him, grabbed him, flipped him. Match over. He had to carry me on his back down the block.
That's awesome.
Another game, that's okay. That's okay. Another game, my other cousin, Black Magic, we was playing NBA Live. I'm not a
I
basketball
miss
player.
that game.
Yeah, it's I'm not a basketball player, so excuse me. So he is though. That's his whole life's blood. My thing is, I can bust your ass in your game. Don't matter. I don't care who you are, what you do. I got you. And so he's like, yeah, you can't do it. So he playing around with me all 3 quarters. Right? So I'm laughing because I'm keeping it close. I know exactly what I'm doing. Get down to the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, I have the ball. I'm down by, what is it, 2 points. I have 13 seconds to go. I come up half court. I shake him, take a J at 3 point line. Boom. I put the controller down. I walk away. So, oh, that's BS. You know, but what he had to do, the loser, had to walk down the block butt naked.
Oh shit.
He lived up to his word, took his pants down, and had to walk down the block butt naked. So this is a variation. The knees is a variation of our outrageous little bets that we have. So, like bend the knee or whatever. So it's just a form of submission. So, a lot of dudes want to take bets and they don't be winning. So
No.
it
Yeah,
is what it is.
that shit took off like crazy.
Yeah, it's out of control.
It's awesome though. It's your
I love
timeline
it.
was filled with it for a while there, and I'm sure it won't stop anytime soon. So,
No, not at all.
but all right. So between the podcasting, the social media, your ever growing collection you have, and your website, you seem like you're a pretty busy dude most of the time. Why don't you go ahead and talk about what what the life of King David looks like from week to week,
Okay,
like throughout the
so
week?
in the evening I work nights. Before this pandemic crap, I used to have 3 companies. Now I'm down only to 1 company. I lost 2 companies.
Oof,
Very
sorry to
easy.
hear
Very
that, man.
it, it happens. I'm just more. I was more afraid of the workers, for the workers than than I was
Mm-hmm.
for myself. To be honest with you, I mean, if I come from absolutely nothing, so if I build it from scratch, I can build it again. It's no problem. I already have the blueprint. It's in my head. All right. So all I got to do is wait for the city to open up. And a lot of them ask me, "Oh, is the city opened up?" No, it's not. So usually I would go to work and I'll probably work probably like 4 hours a night, and then in the daytime come back, go to the gym, go work out, me and my wife or whatever, and then whatever podcast stuff we do it on Sundays. So what we started to do was the website lordsofgaming.net. Now, I have absolutely zero input on lordsofgaming.net. That is basically run by my cousin Lord Cognito. We have teams of writers. I hate Discord, so I don't ever go into Discord. So they'll be talking in Discord. I'm like, I'm not going in there. I don't like using Discord. But I've said, well, let me do something to contribute. And I have a crap ton of statues, so I said, well, let me start doing statue reviews and unboxings and stuff like that and put that up because I'm really into that and comic books and stuff like that. So I started doing that, but I also was doing combat talk with the king. So when fights would come up, because I used to box, I talk about boxing and I talk about well, I don't talk about the gossip to it. I don't care about what Oscar De La Hoya, did with Ryan Garcia and all this other stuff. I don't care about that stuff. Even though I get that information because I'm tied to a lot of those old boxes and old gyms and commissioners and stuff like that, and I do have links to people training camps. I don't go into the gossip part, but what I do is when they make weight, then I give my prediction. I give a format of how the fight should go and stuff of that nature. And I'm pretty much accurate. I probably only lost one prediction, and then I'll do a show after we talk about it on the show. And it's just something to contribute. You always got to stay in your lane. What's good for you and what you can bring to something. You always because I always felt if you're not useful, you're useless. But everybody has a talent. So
Yeah,
if
I
you
would
don't
agree with that.
use if you don't use your talent or if you're not being productive in any form or fashion, then you're absolutely dead weight. So another thing that I'm trying to do, I've been chronicalizing my weight loss and my journey from depression to getting back to like how I feel like the older me, like the newer me. Because when you're younger, you don't have a lot of these things that weigh you down. As you get older, you get little bogs that weigh you down. So it's like
Mm.
little things here, like I have a collapsed arch in my foot, can't jog like that no more. Or I got to get my knee scoped. I have to work out a different way. Oh, I got shoulder surgery. So you got little things that weigh you down there, but then also you got financial things. Oh, I didn't have a mortgage then, so now you got to worry about mortgage and stuff like that. So a lot of times we don't know what we're putting ourselves through when we start going through the rat wheel and we start putting ourselves through a little depressions. In little depressions, whatever your triggers are, maybe you like to eat, maybe you like to drink, maybe you like the substance abuse. Whatever you like to do, those things become more prevalent. Maybe you like to womanize, whatever it is. And then those things start to manifest themselves in your life and you get sunk into a depression when you start using your vices. Your vices start controlling your life.
Yep.
My thing was ribs, brother.
Ribs, huh?
Ribs. I can eat a rack of ribs by myself. And it was a point in my life when I was eating a rack of ribs every night
Damn.
by myself. And I was just like, damn, I don't like this. So I made a deal with God that I won't eat meat anymore. I said, if you can get me from what I need in this what I felt I needed in this life to from where I'm at, I won't ever eat meat again. And then it came to little deals that I started making with God, like, oh, I used to always be clean shaven. That's how the beard comes up. Gave up vanity. No more shaving. No more.
Recently gave up pizza too. Well, that recently, it was a
Yeah,
year ago
I gave
ish.
it up for a year. Yeah, I gave up pizza for a year because everybody does this weird thing for Lent, like, oh, I give up something for 30 days.
Mhm.
I'm like, God can't hear you for 30 days. God wants to hear you when you're walking past whatever it is that you gave up and you're crying inside. I would literally be around people ordering pizza and they're eating pizza. And they're asking me, does it bother you? And I'm like, hell no, it doesn't bother me because my promise to God means more to me than the pizza.
Man, you got to fight through that. That's the
Boy,
whole point, right?
did I. So I had the best pizza that I possibly could have on Saturday. It was a lasagna pizza. It was a vegetarian lasagna pizza, and the other one was a Mexican vegetarian taco pizza.
Mm.
And I mean, this restaurant is top notch. I was swollen, like my body. I felt like a ninja turtle. I was like on his back, the whole night because we drank, and I was like, "Baby, the performance will not be going on this evening." I, I just said, she was like, "Yeah, that pizza's out of control," but yeah. So
I
I
like
think
seeing that. Pizza's my favorite food, hands down.
if you had a chance to taste, I'm gonna send you this address to this pizza. I mean, maybe if you have it where you're at, oh
I'll check
God,
it, dude. I'll check it. If it made you that happily miserable, dude, I'm down to try it.
it
Hell
was because
yes.
somebody was like, "Oh, you should try Papa John's." I was like, "You think I'm gonna wait 1 year to eat some Papa John's pizza?"
No,
I said, "That's your idea of fine pizza? Are you crazy?"
that
I
ain't
once
fine pizza. That's a fast food
no,
pizza.
get the hell out of here. I once drove from New York to Boston to get a Boston pizza because
Oh
they make it like
shit!
paper thin. Like it's a weird way they make the pizza over there, but
Super
I
thin
drove.
crust.
Yeah, it's super thin, but it's so damn delicious. Because I used to live in Boston, and I had missed the pizza, and just one day I was like, man, I'm gonna drive over there and get me some damn pizza,
That's
and I
awesome.
did. Yeah, out of control.
Oh, it makes me want pizza. I
Yeah,
fucking love pizza, dude. Love it. So, can you give us a brief like backstory to how you got to this point in your life, or like like a summary kind of like
oh,
where'd
video
you
games.
start and where you're at?
Oh, okay. From video games, the whole video game story history. or
Life, video games, whatever you're comfortable with covering.
cover every goddamn thing.
Just
I'm
have at it, man. It opens.
comfortable with everything. I'm a little kid that grew up in the projects and didn't have a pops around for whatever reason. Till you will always grow up angry, at one individual when you hear one person's story. You know, you always hear one person's story. You don't get a chance to hear the other person's story. Later on in life, I got a chance to hear the other person's story. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. I think I was upset with the wrong dude. Um,
Hey, shit happens, man. That's what life's
yeah,
about.
definitely does.
Learn.
Um, so during this whole period of time, I was, scraping and clawing, always, trying to make my way, trying to do my thing. And always video game was the outlet. So, my cousin-in-law Cognito, like he was like a bastion of like a safe haven. Like it was he wasn't doing anything bad, always a good kid. Uh, he grew up a Jehovah Witness, hope he ain't gonna try to kill me for that. Um And I was like, let me go to the Kingdom Hall and see what that's about. Just because being around him kept me away from all the negative stuff that we were doing where I was at. Right. So, and I will always just go over there, try to get away from that. And that's how our friendship and stuff grew from there because it was just like a good place. And then, we came from the karate movies to the video games. So I always had money as a hustler. I always had money in my pocket. So I would have a Neo Geo or whatever the new consoles was coming out. I would get the Japanese import, the Famicoms, all the Street Fighter cartridges, $200 cartridge. I didn't care. I had money to do the stuff. So, and then through that, he would be introduced through all that stuff through me. So we will sit there, we will all play our games, and we will all, just grow from there. So I always worked the job here and there, but I always felt that because God always put people in my life right at different points in time, and you always hear this saying, "Time is money," but you don't understand it unless somebody explains it to you. Had this old Jewish dude explain it to me. I was delivering newspapers and I went to his house to drop the paper at the door. When I dropped the paper at the door, he had opened the door. He goes, looks at me. He looks like a rock star. Looked like, I swear, he looks like something out of the Grateful Dead or something. I don't know. Like
Okay.
a real rock star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open the door, and he's in this, this 5-star building. This building is immaculate. And he goes, I like your look. I like your look. Here's my card. He's on the phone. Here's my card. I want you to call me tomorrow at the same time. And if I curse you out, don't worry. And I just call me back. I'm like, okay, he's
Hmm.
weird.
That's a bit
And
odd.
I leave and I jump in the car. And the next day, I'm looking at the card. I'm like, let me call this dude, right? Let me call him. I don't know why. Called him, cursed me out, true to the word. Cursed me the hell out, true to the word. Hung up the phone. Called him back and told him who I was. I guess his kids didn't like to be around him or something. So he gravitated towards me. I don't know what he saw. He explained to me how money works. He broke down exactly the fundamentals of cash.
Hmm.
And then I started using his principles. In using his principles and how money is made, how money is used, and how you treat money, he taught me 50 laws of power. He taught me the art of war. Taught me Shang Tsung's, not Shang Tsung's, but Shang Tsung's principles. And learning all this stuff from this wise Yoda changed how I saw everything. Changed how I paid bills. It changed how I treated money. And my credit score went from because back then it was like at a 540 whatever, to I was able to get a black card within like a year and a half.
That's a fast turnaround.
boy,
Yeah.
literally, he explained the principles of it. So in learning that, I started adopting a different method, within my life. Met my girl, and we started going on a journey. And then I started living not within myself, but outwards. Right. So my cousin and I had a falling out, and we were trying to get those pieces back. And the falling out was all my fault, mind you, not his fault at all. It was all my fault,
Okay.
right? 'Cause, yeah, I was a arrogant cancer, and yeah, like I said, he's a very good soul. So it was all my fault, and I had to make that right. So we always talked about going to E3. Well, guess who I see on my television at E3? Him.
No shit.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, listen, next year, regardless to what, I don't care what I'm doing, I'm going. I'm going. We out there. That E3 came, sure enough, we out there. And then from that point on, we started building and fixing our relationship. Now, he had started Iron Lord's podcast before I got there. And to be honest, it was a little bit slow, a little bit boring, because he wasn't exactly with those people that he had history with. So Sovereign got on, then I got on, Atticus there, and then it pops because we got history. So
Hmm.
from there, we're growing from 15 people watching to now we probably have anywhere from 300 people, which
Hundreds.
yeah, it's beautiful to see that grow, because all we doing is really kicking the crap around, all day. We do that anyway. That's what we used to on Saturdays. If people had a camera in on us on Saturdays, they would know this is what they do, and they can do it for hours. My girl asked
Okay.
me, how the hell you can do it for 4 hours? You don't get up to go to the bathroom. You just run your damn mouth.
It's because you enjoy these people, man.
Exactly. So when I tune in and I watch other people podcasts, if I don't see that mix, then I can't watch it. When I don't see the mix, I got to see the mix. I got to see the
People got a
por-
mesh.
yes. I got to see, like, Will had me laugh in the last show when he was like, he pulled up to that little island with the inbred people, and they were like, "Der, der, 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 der." And then Bomber starts going off, and then you start going off, and I said it's a good mix.
Yeah.
You gotta have it. It's like a fine drink. You gotta have that good mix. If you don't have that good mix, it's not gonna work right. And then I guess we made a connection because you reached out to me in a DM,
Yeah.
and I said that's good. I said that's good because you're supposed to, when you're comfortable with people, because we it's some fun. When you're comfortable with people, you're supposed to connect with these people, and through people, you're supposed to reach new pathways and see new things and do different things. So, linking up with Iron Lord's podcast with my cousin, I became marketing manager. Now, marketing manager, because I was doing two things. I was bank manager and marketing manager. We gave bank manager to Sovereign, so Sovereign watches the Iron Bank. I'm marketing manager because I pretty much can take anything, turn it, and put a spin on it that it's incredible. So the logo, I did this with SWAT. So me and SWAT sat there, came up with the logo, and then from there, the branding of Iron Lords, started to take its form for how I envision it to go.
Can we rewind back to the logo real quick? Just
Yeah,
because you basically addressed the question I had. What's the inspiration behind the logo? Like how did you come up with it? What
destiny,
inspired it?
destiny, destiny, and you could say Game of Thrones with the dire wolf. Then the controllers around because we all game with that, and the shield. So the shield represents something that's unbreakable, the bond within the group. the dire wolf, one of the most feared wolves
Mm-hmm.
back in the days. It's fearless wolf, and because we run as a pack, and then the controllers, all the games that we play, you
Gaming.
know, yeah. So it just fit. It just really fit because SWAT is a graphics designer, and I'm like, you need to come up with something. My ability is to see somebody and try to utilize their talents to the fullest. As a business owner and as a manager, you're supposed to put people in a position to win. Don't ever
Yeah.
give them a task that's too heavy for them, and don't ever give them something that's too light. You're supposed to be able to manage your people just right so they can hit that sweet spot and produce. And then when they produce, they know they produced and they see it, and it allows them to grow more. So, he's trying to find his footing, and he used to be one of the original members on Iron Lords. And all right, so let's say talking isn't your forte, but your art eye is crazy. So me and him was, politicking back and forth, and we actually came up with stuff, and then we send it out to De Niro, Panero, and he cleaned it up. And then from there we put it on our shirts, and I do like we'll do custom shirts when we out there. I do themes. So when I'm in California, I'm handing out shirts. I have no problem with running up to a complete stranger, having a conversation, and giving them a shirt
Hooking them
and
up with a
talk.
T-shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all about being able to seize the opportunity. So a lot of the guys is a little bit standoffish. I am absolutely not standoffish at all. But also, when I'm out there, I'm going to floss a little bit. So I'll buy or rent the Corvette. So I'm out there with Corvettes. This year, I was supposed to have a McLaren. I was going to have a
Ooh.
McLaren, and we had the Escalade. Notice we had a Suburban, and we was going to be in Hollywood. We was going to set up a a black carpet, black and gold carpet, because I was going to get a banner made, something like that right there. And it was going to be across the wall. And, when people showed up at the house, because we had a mansion, people showed up at the house. We was going to interview them going in, give them out their free shirts. And we had the rooftop party with the execs. After that, we have everything lined up. And we was going to be media this year, but along came a spider named Corona. And we all locked
Yep.
in the house right now.
Start
So,
biting everybody. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
It,
So, that's how we get to this point where I am now. So it is what it is.
it's a good backstory. I appreciate the depth. I really
No
do.
problem, no problem. I told you I give you the summarized version of
Yeah.
it.
I mean, we'll be here all day if we go
Yeah,
into your whole backstory. Like with most people, I guess. How old are you,
48.
Gator?
Just turned
48.
48 the other day.
So
Ooh-wee.
yeah, and say you just had a birthday, and
Right.
then before that you had an anniversary,
No. That was
or no?
my birthday, and then on Saturday you just saw the cake and stuff like that when my wife was dancing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So okay.
yeah.
All right. Full disclosure, I have two wives. So at one house and had my birthday on Thursday, and then on Saturday, the other wife, had the cake and stuff like that. And that's the one that you see the food, man.
Yeah, I see all the food posts and
She does not
damn,
play. She does not play. She does not play.
makes me hungry every time I see one of those posts. I'm like, I want to be at that fucking
She
dinner, dude.
she out there. She's not playing appetizers, and I'm posting, and she's like, what's it they doing? What's the numbers they're doing? And I said, oh, right now it's at 25,000 or something like that. So she's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Always looks delicious. I always want to just yeah, makes me wish I had it in front of me every time I see the posts. Um,
I'm the
so
one in charge of the drinks, though. Yeah,
as I did notice that.
yeah, I'm the
That's
alcohol.
here's the
Yeah, so
yeah.
I make those drinks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so you have quite the collection of badass statues, by the way,
Thank you.
from many different genres, actually. And my question, I guess, would be, when did you start collecting statues, and what got you into that hobby?
All right, so I'm driving. My wife and I is driving. going past Forbidden Planet. So I like to, look at the side. And as I'm driving past, I seen this giant, incredible Hulk. It was like World War Hulk with the ship, Planet Hulk. I'm like, what the? So I pull over, park the car, hop out, and I'm looking in the window. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. The detail on it is incredible. I said, oh God. So I go inside and I ask the dude, I'm like, how much is it? So he goes, oh, it's 600 and some change or whatever. I think I keep thinking I'm underselling it at 600. Excuse me, but I believe he said 600. So I tried to Jew him down. Dude wasn't moving off the price. He's like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm like, told my girl, I said, well, I'm going home with it. Set up, gave him the bread. At this time, we lived in a condo. So I get back to the condo and I unbox it, I show my girl. I'm like, yeah, look what I got. So she's like, okay, all right. So, and then the little fever kicked in. I'm on eBay, playing around on eBay, and I put a bid in for a statue. I lowballed the bid, like $300. Like, oh crap, I won. Another giant statue shows up, right? So I'm learning the ins and outs of statues. You're not supposed to throw away a box. I threw away the boxes, except for the apocalypse statue. I kept the box. But then I realized we're gonna need a bigger house. We gotta move. So we moved to a house, got the house. I hated this basement. Basement looked like something out of Freddy Krueger's nightmare. It looked like it was absolutely terrible, right? But she liked the house or whatever. So I said, okay, I'm gonna change the basement from top to bottom. So I went to Corning's. Corning's came in, did a wonderful job. It looked so professional, so beautiful.
Completely redid it, I'm assuming.
Everything. Completely everything. So from the flooring, vinyl tiling on the flooring. Oh, the other way. Yeah, vinyl tiling on the flooring. Lights up at the fix. Beautiful. It didn't look nothing like this. Nothing at all. If I showed you other pictures, you'd be like, oh my God. That would give me nightmares.
Hell of a flip then, huh?
Yeah, so my man cave is over there. Everybody assumes this is the man cave. It's not. The man cave is the next room. That one has like a 77-inch television in there and probably 110 statues in there. And then I got a back room that I'm building up right now. As soon as IKEA can open up, because I got statues that's inside there. But as soon as IKEA opens up, I can put the shelving and stuff in there. The display cases. And so I got 3 statue rooms. But I said, we got to move. We're gonna move to Florida because I got to get I need 5 bedrooms for myself. So
for your statues alone.
Oh yeah. I don't give a shit.
Just squeeze your setup somewhere in the middle.
That's I don't care. So a lot of dudes in my statue group, because I'm part of Dolph Castle X on Fridays at 9 p.m. We go live as open mic, and they asked me, they's like, oh, so when are you gonna start selling statues? Because that's the biggest problem with statue dudes. I said, never. I said, they like tattoos. Each and every last one have a complete story. Each and every last one is a purpose. I sort them out. I don't do like a lot of statue collectors where they got to have the statue first, or they see a statue come up and I got to add it just because it's new. And some statue dudes chase content. I don't chase content. I don't care about the likes. I don't really care about a lot of things. I will answer everybody's comment. I will.
You're literally just sharing your passion.
That's all.
With it.
That's it. If it resonates with you, fine. If it clicks with you, fine. Because it was this one Spanish guy named Victor. I'm looking at YouTube at statues, trying to learn more about the hobby, where to buy my statues from. Shout out to sideshow.com. And then he was an older dude and he showed his passion through his videos. His wife would hold the camera, do the camera and stuff like that. So I was so enthused with this guy's videos. This is before I even did a video. I'm like, man, he's amazing, right? He reminds me of like my uncle, old Spanish dude, right? And like one video I tuned in, his wife is crying because he died. And I'm pretty sure, she had to sell the statues or whatever. And I hope I got like one of his statues someplace in here. But I probably do because he had a crap ton of good statues. But I said from that moment, I'm gonna hold his torch. I'm gonna move forward with Uncle Victor's teachings, and I'm going to do it same way that he did it. He had a turntable, he had a velvet table, a velvet cloth on top of his table. That's
Just like that in the backdrop.
yeah, you see that, and the backdrop. My wife got me that backdrop. So she ordered it from our website. So I was like,
Thanks.
yeah, yeah. So thank you. Put that up there, back there, like that.
Yeah.
But usually it matched the table.
You still
And
got Deadpool up there too.
oh yeah, because I'm about to do the new statue either tomorrow or Wednesday. I told you today's your day, so
I appreciate that.
no problem. So I got a ton of statues that's still in box. You see boxes back there; those are statues that's in there.
All those boxes up against the wall right there.
Mhm. All
Oh,
statues in
so
there.
you're lined up for weeks.
Yeah, and I got statues that I got on display that I never even shown.
Ooh,
So
you're gonna have to get to that backlog too at some point.
yeah, I do. I pick it. It's like if I look at a statue and I'm like, "You want to be seen today?" And I start crafting a story about it. This one I just got for my birthday. It was just out of the blue. It's just some wild stuff that
Dude,
happened.
that
That
selfie stick. Shit's
yeah,
that's awesome. It's hilarious. It's so Deadpool.
yeah, completely Deadpool.
Oh,
Like
it blew my mind.
yeah, exactly. I said I don't even like Rob Liefeld like that. I can't stand the dude.
Damn, Ryan Reynolds, man.
hmm
Fucking
Thank
dude.
God for Ryan Reynolds. Thank God for Ryan Reynolds because without him, this Deadpool statue wouldn't be here. That guy used his own money to get that movie popping, and he went through every avenue that he could because I guess his rendition. I guess people didn't like his rendition inside that Wolverine movie of Deadpool when they
Oh,
was
dude, it was bad.
yes, the blades coming out the arm, and
His
that's
mouth
what
sewn
happens.
shut and
Yeah,
shit.
that's what happened when Hollywood gets a hold of a property and don't know what to do with it.
Oh, that was
That's
a
why.
damn good example.
Yeah, that's why I
You
like
ever
how.
want to know why a movie from like a comic book flopped?
Yeah.
You watch those scenes from X-Men Origins. Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you watch that, and that's why. Or you
Yeah.
watch Green Lantern that he was part of, and he makes fun of all the time. You know,
Oh, I didn't have a problem with Green Lantern. I think Green Lantern was good to the source material. I
I think they
but
picked the wrong guy for the job.
yeah, I don't see. Hal Jordan is not a comedian. Like Green Lantern, he's not a comedian. Ryan
No,
Reynolds, yeah, he plays a great Deadpool, but he tries to take that same humor and use it with Green Lantern.
oh, don't work.
Yeah, Green Lantern is a cop. He's like, he's like a straight
He's
laced police
serious.
officer. Yeah, so it's supposed to be a serious thing with
He's
him, and
straight and narrow, like literally straight and narrow.
exactly. So I think that's where it flopped. At I actually like the movie, and it's very hard to get a chance to watch that movie, because you have to either buy it or track it down on whatever service it jumps to in between.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not too bad. But his portrayal of Deadpool is spot on, dead on, and I guess he reversed his sins with that, and he has more creative control with those movies. So when you see the Juggernaut or you see Colossus and you see, you know,
The properties they'd let him mess with.
right, those they actually ring true. Like Colossus actually ring true. It was pretty good. I like his stuff. So I'm anticipating the Deadpool 3. Hopefully Marvel don't screw him over or
Yeah,
Rob
let's
Liefeld
hope not.
with Big Mouth.
Yeah, that shit's been a mess from what I've read of it. Prior to all this pandemic shit,
Yeah.
seemed a little foggy and like they're kind of still working out kinks with
Oh,
how he's going to tie in and how he's going to have to
Blade.
go from like PG-13 to R depending on what film he's featured in, if it's a standalone or if it's a crossover into another part of the
Blame it on
universe.
Rob Liefeld. When you Hollywood has no problem with putting you on the shelf and waiting for you to die to take over your property.
That ain't no shit.
They
That
don't care.
ain't no shit.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think his mouth being as disrespectful as he is to Marvel and as vocal as he was with, certain things. And Marvel, Disney just doesn't play that. Disney owns every damn thing. So, you know, they really don't.
Juggernaut. True juggernaut.
Yeah, out of control stuff. So, I think he's the main reason they don't want to put any money in his pocket because with every movie from Deadpool, he gets a check.
Mhm.
He owns the character. He owns everything of the character. From books to likenesses and movies. So and toys. So this guy is going to get a check, and I don't think they want to give him a check.
No, but even though they could easily,
Yeah,
they could afford it.
yeah, but I don't know. It's just like the disrespectful thing. Like when you're arrogant, when you're at that point where you're all the way up here, and a little ant is yelling at you, you want to see that little ant starve out. So like, why would I benefit this ant that's being disrespectful to me? I'm a god to this ant, so they're gonna let little Rob Liefeld starve out. So
That's Disney for you, though, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like, fuck it, we do what we want. They own, like you said, everything. They can do what they want, and they'll
every
still be successful.
100%. They've been doing it without Deadpool. They don't need him.
Decades, man. They
Yeah,
built that brand up like crazy.
yeah, they don't need him at all. I'm subscribed to the Disney Channel, and they haven't even been putting out content.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the new season of Mando, man.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. So I got a statue coming, right?
Oh shit.
Yes, I got a
We gonna
statue.
get some spoilers?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
I'm a fan of the child, Baby Yoda. So Sideshow put up a life-size statue for pre-order, and my wife was like, "There's no way in hell you're gonna have a Baby Yoda in here, and it's not upstairs in the room." So I said, "Well, you know what? I got to get two." It's supposed to come out around her birthday anyway. So I said, let me pre-order two of them. So I'm gonna be doing a double unboxing that day,
Nice.
if she lets me unbox her Yoda. I definitely know my Yoda will be up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the Mandalorian, hell yeah. I brought Disney Plus for the Mandalorian.
Oh, it's such a good fucking show, dude.
Yeah.
It actually kind of shocked me that it was as good as it
Quality,
was.
right?
Oh, jeez, dude. It
The
was like it's
quality.
like watching a movie every episode.
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
That's how series should be. I mean, if you have the budget like they do, I guess. Still,
Yeah.
damn, they did a damn good job with it.
They said the Winter Soldier and the Falcon is gonna be just like that, and Wanda and the Wanda Vision is gonna be like that, and
Oh
they
yeah,
said
that's
the
right.
Loki, She Hulk. So I'm looking forward to these shows to definitely live up to those caliber.
When we finally get to see them, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
In
about to
due
buy
time.
HBO Plus, HBO Max, because I have the DC Universe. So they're giving you this deal now. If you have DC Universe, you can get HBO Max for like I think it's like $2.99 or something like that for the duration of your contract.
That's not
So
bad. Not bad
yeah,
at all.
I'm like whatever. I'll take it. I'm
Hell
gonna have
yeah.
yeah. I was gonna have the DC Universe anyway. I
Might
like
as
this
well take it. $3. Fuck yeah.
exactly. Give me everything else.
Do you have do you have a favorite statue out of your whole collection as of right now? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah,
What is it?
my Gladiator Hulk. Not the first one. The first one is he has a special place like a first kid.
Is that the one with the shield?
No, that's the
That's
one that he
there's
goes
that's
up
Plano.
with the hammer, and he's like, it's a mace that he has, and he's in mid fight, and it's one of the most ferocious art design by Daniel Bell. So I'm learning these guys now from the statue groups. They like keep me in training. Um,
Is it
the great.
possible for us to see it, or is he a bitch to move?
Oh, he's all the way in the back room.
Oh
So
shit! Never mind.
yeah, yeah,
Fucking-
there's no way for me to get back there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, this ain't Wi-Fi.
No, I figured if he was like near
Oh
you,
no, I did a video
but
of it though. I
yeah,
did a
I'd
video.
say I'm gonna have to go. I haven't gotten through all of them. You're this next week will be 60, right?
Yeah, 50, 56 or something like that. I don't
50
know.
or you're encroaching on 60. I know that.
The numbers, them things, and shout out to him for doing the. I sent him the link with the synopsis and stuff like that, and he does all that stuff and posted it to the site. I'm just in charge of the editing and the video and my stuff. So.
I'll have to find that one because I mean I got a backlog of statue reveals, so I'm hooked
Oh,
on it now, dude.
before I used to do it. off of my cell phone. I used to do it off of my cell phone. Well, not this one. This is a beast. Um, but then I just started doing it off of the GoPro. So usually, you see it
GoPro
off.
and GoPro and a tripod.
Yeah. So we got that 8, and I was doing it off of the 6 first, and then I switched over to the 8. Crazy technology. That thing is
So
amazing.
small, dude. So small and such
4K,
damn good quality, dude.
4K, baby.
I
I'm
remember
saying
getting like the first or second version of the GoPro, and it blew my mind. Like I had it in its little waterproof casing, strapped to my head, and we went and floated the river one summer, and it blew my mind. Blew my
amazing.
fucking mind.
I have a drone, so we have a national park over here, and I just got clearance. First you got to get FBI clearance, and then you got to. When I went
And
to
you
the
have
park, I
some
showed.
kind of license or no?
Well,
Yeah,
no, you don't have your
just
license, but
clearance, right?
clearance. So I got the clearance that I'm not a creep, and then went to the park, and I told them that I want to when I bring my kids, I want to fly my drone, and showed them my clearance, and then they gave me another ID for that. So when I'm out there, I'm gonna be flying the drone, and that came about because I have brought a PC. So I went to turn my PC on, and when I paid for the PC, it was like 5,000, right? So when I turned my PC on, it didn't turn on. I'm like,
What?
excuse me, what the hell? Take it back to Best Buy. Best Buy hooks it up. Then he goes, "Oh, well, come over here." He's on a computer. He's doing something. And he goes, "Oh, well, it's the power source." I said, "Okay, so how long is it going to take for you to do that?" He said, "We don't fix computers in here." He said, "But you brought the warranty. So here you go." Gave me a gift card with $5,000 on it. Same amount I paid for, 5,000 and some change. I said, "Oh, God,
You
thank
just
you."
pop the power supply out and replace the damn thing.
Took that
That's
PC, took it in
them.
the back.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't they just?
Bye. So I go straight to the back and I pick up a PC that is at least 2 times more powerful than the PC that I had for only $1,200.
Oh shit!
So while I'm there, I'm like, well, what else do I need? So I pick up an Elite controller and I pick up a GoPro and I pick up it came with a drone because they had it for like $900. Like the GoPro, the drone. Then I brought all these little accessories because we go to these
Whole
shows
package
packed.
deal.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I had my cousin. I'm like, yo, we got microphones, we got all this, we on, baby. So from there, that's how that happens. Like it's like little things. So I said that's why I always believe in a higher power. Stuff happens for a reason. I didn't have and I was doing selfless things. I've always doing selfless things. So I'm doing something selfless, like the PC. Oh, we got to be on a podcast. Let me go pick up a PC.
Mm-hmm.
So ran and go to the PC. That was selfless, but it broke down. I'm like, what the hell? But then I got a better one, and then I got all the GoPro stuff.
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
got
like,
a whole bunch of shit for the same price. Better
exactly.
shit.
Yeah, I always support Best Buy with their warranty plan. And if you buying anything from Best Buy, please
Get the
pick up their
warranty. Yeah, you got your 5,000 back, and like,
boy.
dude, much better spent $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, you
So
got a lot.
that Incredible Hulk is when you see the video, you'll understand.
Why it's so badass and why it's your favorite.
It's
You
well,
referenced it in one of your other. I watched your other Incredible Hulk one. He's like the darker green, and it's him.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
you referenced it.
yeah.
How many Hulk statues do you have?
He's my favorite
Handful,
character. He's my favorite character, so I'll probably
because
have
you have
over
his
10.
you have his kid too. I saw that one.
Or
Scar. That's it.
I have probably like 10 of them.
Yeah, he's a badass. He's my favorite Marvel character.
Well, if they actually own the character, then you will actually see a better version of him.
I would
What
hope
they've
so. The
what they've
true version,
done,
you think, like with everything that he's actually capable of, not
he
this one
mops the
that the Hulk Buster can manhandle.
he mops the floor with Thor. He mops the floor with Iron Man, but he's not their property. He's property of Paramount. So what happens when you know you, you do this character that's not your property? You want to keep them at an even level, but you want to make sure that your properties outshine them,
Mm,
right? So you're
that
not going to
makes
have them
sense.
beat up Thanos because Thanos is your property, and you're not going to have them. Ohio, I don't know who's
Mess
calling me
up
from Ohio.
Tony,
You're not going to have them beat up
Thor.
Tony.
None of
These are your properties. Now, when that moment happens that they actually own the property outright, then you will get a true World War Hulk or
yeah.
a World Breaker Hulk story with him versus the Sentry or something like that, and you would see who David Bruce Banner truly is.
His full
Yeah,
capabilities that they don't shine a
yeah,
light on at
exactly.
all because, like, I
Yeah.
get that makes sense now. Totally makes sense to me. I did not know that. I had
I
no clue.
I knew it, and I knew
Partial
going
rights
in.
or like some
Uh,
kind of agreement, kind of like
him. Because
okay,
Paramount owns the movie rights. They don't own the TV rights, so they can
mm,
put them on TV. But movies, they own the rights, so they get like it's like the Spider-Man deal. I got to cut a deal with them, and for in order for that to to happen. I think I don't know. Somebody was telling me that it reverted back to them because I think Paramount was supposed to do a movie with him, and that's why that's why Marvel didn't do a standalone movie with him because they can't.
and why they changed from Edward. I know Edward disagreed with the way they were wanting to go.
Oh, Norton.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't stand him. See, the thing with that's the problem I have with actors and their face out. This is the problem that I have with the actors and their face out. You are not bigger than the property. The property has been here before you. You are just a
Yeah.
conduit in which the story is being told. And at no point in time will you outshine the property. Edward Norton comes up to the story and he feels that he's such a big actor that he's going to dictate how the story is going to go. And shout out to Mark Ruffalo, because
Oh, he's
humble as hell,
yeah.
happy to be there, and he knows the story of Edward Norton. So he knows, okay, well, you know what? And Eric Banner, I hated him as the Hawk with I think that was Cho's Incredible Hulk, or Hulk, where he got stronger. The madder he got, the bigger he got. It
Bigger
was
he got.
terrible, terrible movie, but I was just happy to have my guy on the screen. She said, "What
That's how I
podcast?"
felt.
She's texting me now. It's I've got to tell her to record.
Well, let's see here. Let me look at my question list real quick here. We're about to dive into some Iron Lord's questions. We're
Okay.
at about the hour mark, and we're nearly exactly halfway through. So take that 5 minute break real quick. Oh yeah, you got that badass arcade machine. It's got like thousands of games on it and shit.
69,000.
Jesus Christ. I say you typoed when you posted about that a while back. So like
Yeah.
1,600 or something like that.
I thought it was 6,000, right?
6,000. That's it.
I go and I look, and it's 69,000.
That's insane.
Because somebody was telling me, yeah, Mike joining such and such and such and such. That's not the link. Fuck up, man. This is $3,000, man. Tell you to open the bushes with that talk. Talk to me. That premature money talk. Get out of here. I don't do that. Man. Get out of here.
So like we talked about Marvel and like the Hulk's your favorite Marvel character and shit. Do you have a favorite DC character?
Shazam.
Shazam. Nice choice. Nice choice.
It's
My,
either the Flash or Shazam, but
the Flash is
Shazam.
mine. So,
Shazam. Oh, okay, okay.
do you
You saw,
have
so
do
you,
you
you saw the Flash XM that I
Oh
did?
dude, yes.
I got a sideshow one coming. I'm going
Oh
to that one. I gave the reason why I like the Flash because he was my
the
guardian when I
shoes?
was riding the bus. My mother would put me on the bus to go see my grandmother. So I would look out the window and, he's my imaginary friend. So, he's running alongside the bus or whatever. And I just felt, like secure that way. But the comic book, I'm going to give you why I'm such a Flash head. And when I get that sideshow Daniel Bell Flash,
Awesome.
yo,
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to it. Yeah, he's my favorite DC character.
that's what's up.
Absolutely. So I guess let's jump into some Iron Lord's questions. And how exactly? I guess not necessarily exactly. How'd the panel come together and evolve since the Iron Lord's conception?
Well, like I said, my cousin started the Iron Lords podcast. It was, him and Attic was talking about some stuff, and they got a group together, and they were doing it, and it was all right. No shade to those guys at all, because I actually like those dudes. But it wasn't what he was used to. So, he asked Sovereign to come on, and Sovereign came on. Excuse me. And at the same time, he and I is rebuilding our relationship, and he asked me to come on, and me and him is always just like Abbott and Costello. So, regardless of what, we're gonna play off each other like Run DMC all day long. I know what he's thinking before he even thinks it, and he knows, me with the same way. So, and then it pops from there, and then just me, him, Solve, and Addict. That's it. So that's how that we got
Just
to that point.
meshed well and happened the way it happened.
Yeah, and
Basically.
I was always I knew Addict before we was doing the podcast because he's a genuinely good dude that has bad things happen to him. So you always have that friend that always tries, and like it's like for some whatever reason they got a bad rabbit's foot in their pocket, and bad stuff
Roadblocks
happens.
gotta happen.
Yeah. I even I had a laptop. This laptop was a serious laptop. I think I paid like $3,000 for the laptop. I sold him the laptop for like $1,000 or something like that, right? And somebody stole the laptop from him. So I'm like, damn it, man. I said, but it got tracking. I can actually, initiate the tracking and stuff like that. But he had knew who did it, and that's the worst thing, and it was
Somebody he
somebody.
knew.
So that made me feel even worse for him, it was just, yeah, it's just, sad. He has a lot of bad luck. So what I try to do is let him know that, I'm here for him, trying to help him change his luck around and, give him words of encouragement, and stuff like that. And, he's actually making his way, he comes from a long place. So like, if you see earlier episodes, me and him was like, like this a little bit, and then it changes,
Yeah.
I can be a little bit abrasive to people sometimes, because they think a lot of times they think, oh, King is always talking money. He's always talking money, and if you don't have any money at that time, you're like, oh, he's always talking down to me. No, 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 no. I'm motivating you. I
Yeah.
came from less than what you have. So if you thought you had something, if you thought you didn't have anything, I had less than that. All right. So, and understand that part. Well, I used to pack bags in the supermarket just to eat. So understand that part, people don't get that. They think, oh, that everybody's born with a silver spoon. No, they're not. No, they're not.
No,
You
you
know,
worked for it, man. You literally worked for it from a mental standpoint and a doing standpoint.
yeah. And, my job. If I don't go to work, I don't get paid. So when people talk about, oh, you don't take any days off, you sick days, man, I'll be on trips up all night coordinating, making sure people are where they're supposed to be at the times they're supposed to be. And guys that hear me when they're in the bed sleeping and rest say, I don't know how you do it. I actually don't know how you do it. Well, I know what it is not to have. Now I don't know what your bottom is. I know what my bottom is. And I don't give a damn. I'm not trying to ever see that bottom again. So if I got to fight to the death, like when people was on this quarantine and like, I'm losing this and I'm losing that, I'm like walking through the rain, man, not getting wet. Are you crazy? I said, are you you think this is something? Man, if you don't get out of my face, man, get it together, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I've had far worse times in this quarantine. No shit.
Walk through it with a smile. And these people that's falling apart with it, well, this is their bottom time. And they're going to have to pick themselves up because you're going to have to reinvent yourself in this lifetime many times over. I have. So there's nothing
That's
wrong with it.
good old growth, man. It's part of being human. You have to grow. You have to evolve. If you
That's
don't,
the truth.
you
That's it. That
toast.
is.
Fucking toast, man. So what made you guys want to start the podcast and like the brand as a whole? Like
What
what
made what made him wants to start the podcast? What
him?
made me, he didn't have the vision. He didn't see it. Like I know what it's going to be.
Mhm.
Right? See, God has given me vision. Like I explained to my wife, I'm like, oh, we moving to Florida. And she's like, oh, how the hell are we moving to Florida? I said, well, God told me that we're going to move to Florida. I got to buy, well, he told me to move to where I can own my guns and my land. Right. So, like, I would have these little weirdo dreams, and in these weirdo dreams, I would see exactly what it's going to be. And then it actually happened. So I don't question it. Right. So I'm like, okay.
Fair enough.
So it's going to be X, Y, and Z. And I said, when we get there, I'm going to pick up 3 Teslas, and I'm gonna pick up a boat. I said wherever it's gonna be right next to a body of water because I'm supposed to have a boat because I saw myself chilling on in my boat, and I know it's my boat because it just felt like mine, and excuse me, and my dog was there, and I had on a straw hat, and I was just like chilling on my boat, drinking a beer, and I said, yeah, that's gonna happen. Um, and then the Tesla thing. I don't know why. It's just I'm magnetically drawn to it. So, and usually I change my car every 2 years. I'll change my car, go get a new version. I don't have any desire to. I could. And they've been hitting me up. Oh, what's up? You gonna go? Change the Suburban for? We got a new Escalade or whatever. Nah. And I know the next time I change my car is after I sell this house,
You can
go
get
buy
that
a house,
Tesla.
go pick up a couple of Teslas, and because I already put the money down for the Tesla, the truck, the
Oh, the
Cybertruck.
deposit thing that they
Yeah,
oh hell
they owe
yeah.
me
That's
$100, man.
awesome. Hell
Yes,
yes.
$100.
I
They
expect
only.
a I expect a full unboxing of that bitch when you get it.
I'm like, God, please put me in position because right now I'm out of position.
Hey, you'll get there, dude. You'll get there.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And when we get down there, I already have the business already that I'm going to open up as a logistical business. So with that, uh, it's it'll be hands on for the first 4 years, and then you make sure that you have a manager in place. Is not too much money being transferred or given at any period of time, so you don't really have to worry about loss or package loss on that part.
You have
And
to have
then
somebody in there you can trust that you know has a similar mindset.
yeah, well, always in the beginning is family, the family that you raised in that situation, not no cousins or aunties or crap like that. Your kids, your kids, your wife, or whatever, and you build it from there. And that's pretty much it. And it's just going to be a logistical in the beginning. Then there's some other stuff that I have already from that aspect of it because you have to have in order to be a millionaire, you have to have 5 revenue streams. So I was on my way. I had 3 revenue streams.
Okay.
So I'm down to 1 revenue stream now. So now I got to build those back up. But from that logistical business, I'm going to have 4 revenue streams from there. And this revenue stream that I have in New York right now, if the hotels open up quickly, I can get back what I lost from those hotels. You never get back money, but I can get back my position fairly quickly because not too many people know the people that I know and built the bonds that I did build. So they still stay in contact with me. We still talk, and we figured that the city will be open back up by January in the capacity that we need it. For everybody else, it'll be open back up probably by like around October, November, something like that.
So from a business standpoint, you'll be back to more or less where you were before all the horseshit happened, in that similar position where your comfort zone before the pandemic happened, like
Exactly.
where you were sitting. Okay.
Yeah, you go from making 15 grand a week to making not that. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Out of control. It's definitely out of control. But
Yeah.
it is what it
Getting any
is.
kind of pay cut when you're used to living here and now you're knocked down however many pegs to wherever, regardless of your salary or pay scale, that shit hurts.
Yo, I have bills. Like, see, because my bills don't give a damn what happened.
Nope. Nobody's does.
So my bills is at this point, and you got bill collectors that'll call you and be like, "Oh man, we're checking out. We need I said, listen. This is my favorite thing for when a bill collector calls. Anybody can use it. It's fantastic. Uh, they're calling and say, is this so and so? And you say, yes, this is. All right. This is an attempt to collect the debt. Cool. This is also a job interview. They will say at that point, excuse me, and you will say, I will take $5 less than whatever they're paying you to call people and harass them. Let your boss know. I have a debt. He wants me to work it off. I will work it off that way by taking your job and displacing you so I can pay the bet. I mean, the debt off. They will get off the phone with you so fast because it's being recorded. And if their boss
That's
feels
clever as
that
shit.
$5 less for the same work that they do, they're fired. You're hired.
Oh shit! I'm gonna remember that one. I'm gonna remember that shit. Fucking awesome.
They hang up really
Yeah.
quickly.
Oh, I imagine so. It probably scares the shit out of them. Like, oh damn. And
Hell,
shit.
the pandemic. Why are you even thinking it's a great idea to call anybody? I give a shout out to any bank, any company that decided to furlough whatever your payments were to work out anything with you during this time so that you can get footing and get I know people that lost everything, like everything. And those are the people that I sympathize with at this point because there's some people won't get their small business because the first couple of years when you open up your small business, if you don't make money,
Crucial.
you're done. You're basically done, and you're already in debt because you took the loan to get
To
just
start the
popping.
business, yeah.
Exactly. So it's not going to be a stimulus check that's going to fix any of this stuff. It's going to be a lot more stuff that they have to do to get us back to where we need to be. But I know rioting is not the way. So
Oh no. It's gonna take time.
yeah,
And people they just gotta keep their heads up, man. That's the
yeah,
biggest thing.
yeah.
Everybody's mental health is going to become a bigger and bigger concern as
Did
this
you
thing draws on.
did you notice that? Have you been to the doctor lately?
Have I been to the doctor? No.
Okay, so I've been to the doctor lately, right? And they give you a questionnaire.
Really?
Next time you go, check it out. And anybody
Okay.
that's listening, check this part out. When you read it, it's going to say, have you felt sad lately? Are you suffering with depression? Do you have bouts of crying? Weirdo stuff like that. Worded in that thing so they can get you on some type of meds for depression or
No
mental health.
shit.
I swear, I kid you not. I
Wow.
took a picture of it and I sent it to my wife, and I'm like, they're out here.
They're hunting.
Yes,
What the
yes,
wow.
yes,
No,
absolutely.
don't get me wrong. Some people like that would help. Maybe,
Yeah,
but not everybody. Like
not everybody. You
they're
do
fishing, man. They're fishing.
exactly. If you say yes to one of those questions, could you imagine what type of pills they're trying to shove in your mouth?
Oh, who knows, man? I took an antidepressant one time,
Oh man,
many years ago, and that was the last time. I was on it for like a month, and I'm like, this
he was a
ain't
zombie.
me. Yep,
He
I
was a
like
zombie.
this turned me into somebody I don't fucking like. This isn't
Yeah.
me. trash
Yeah.
can, and I started working on myself mentally. Like, you can do that. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't. And I know it's harder and it's different for everybody, but I've been in some dark places in my past,
Yeah.
and I've gotten through it myself because I chose to make those changes. I chose to see things differently. I chose to, but as a last resort, maybe, but
Yeah.
I would never. Don't subject yourself to a pill
Um,
that's supposed to be a cure all if you don't
it's no such thing.
absolutely have to.
It's no such thing. I mean,
Doesn't.
you yeah, exactly. Some people have issues that they need that working out, and a lot of us just are having a rut. You got to know the difference between a rut and a condition.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know the difference because they think a situation is a permanent thing. Nope, time heals all stuff.
Yep.
It's like a heartbreak. Time heals all that stuff too. So,
Yep. And don't let somebody else convince you that it's what it's not either. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yep.
Don't jump to conclusions so quick.
On a lighter note, I got some breaking news.
What's up?
Uh, yeah, somebody hit me in the DM, and Microsoft is looking to buy Warner Brothers.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is up for sale. Microsoft is looking. Let me get that text. Hold on. Yeah, I get text, but I'm not. I asked him, am I able to say something? I said I'm on the podcast right now. He said, yeah, sure, go ahead. It's already up. So I said, okay. All right. So what you need to know: AT&T is reported to be interested in selling off the Warner Brothers games division. Activision, Electronic Arts, and Take-Two Interactive was all reportedly interested in making the purchase. Now, Microsoft appears to also be interested in bidding on the division. Warner Brother Games includes Rocksteady, Monolith, NetherRealm Games, and several other studios. Now, with this being said, I'm going to give you a little insider stuff because it'll be on Friday. You said this is the debut.
Yep.
Now, I was told before Microsoft had already acquired two studios there. We'll talk about it in July. And those two studios that they acquired, the ink was being dried, so they just didn't bring it up. All right, cool. Also was told that Microsoft has reportedly gotten 10 to 15 new studios. I'm like, how would that happen?
Again?
How,
Like another
how
10 to 15?
yeah, like how is that
Wow.
possible? How is that possible? The only way that is possible if they would pick up something like Warner Brothers. So if you overbid Warner Brothers, you will knock out anybody that's like EA and whoever else. EA doesn't have money like Microsoft.
No. Nobody has
None of
money like
those
Microsoft.
companies have money like Microsoft. So if Satya Nadella was able to convince the higher ups to bid outwardly, you would have Batman, you would have what is that? Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
You would have all of these companies, studios that will be under your banner, and those games will be
Big
un-
IPs.
for Game Pass. Literally,
Could you
you would
imagine?
go into the next generation. That Batman will combat Sony Spider Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be absolutely insane to
M-
see what will happen next.
Microsoft
So
getting a hold of DC like that?
in one swoop,
Oh, damn.
in one swoop, yeah. So
And then
uh
Mortal Kombat and then
yeah, when they said
crossovers.
yeah,
Shit.
they said the 15 studios, and I'm like, how? I'm like, a lot of times I get texts without any context to anything, right? So
Mhm.
I don't know exactly, and I just sit there and I watch because sometimes there's a whole bunch of us in the room, and I just sit there and I watch them speculate, and I watch them link the stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. And I tell my cousin whatever. I'm like, I'm just a little fly on the wall, stuff. And this one, that's why I asked him. I said, "Am I able to say anything?" And he said, "Oh, it's already up right now, so you can talk about it. I'm on the podcast right now." I said, "Okay, cool." So said I
Awesome.
definitely talk about it, give him an exclusive on that. But the other two was just added, but I don't know what those studios are. I was speculating that was Treyarch and it was another one. So it's going to be a really lit show on the 23rd.
I wish they'd get a hold of Treyarch. They kind of slipped in my mind in recent years, but their
Yeah,
Call of Duty games, I loved. I love the
yeah,
Black Ops series.
me too.
This most recent battle royale style one was kind of, yeah. I didn't touch it because it didn't
I
have the story. It didn't have.
felt Warzone, the guns felt good. Like I'm not gonna lie, I haven't sat there and spent a whole bunch of time in playing it because I really play a hell of a lot of Destiny and I try to squeeze myself off into playing other stuff. But I thought the guns felt real good because they did some
So the
blackout crap.
mechanics were solid.
Yes, yes. I'm a PUBG nut, right? And it's not PUBG because PUBG has a certain level of tension to it. It has that, that looter. Oh my god! Like you can have everything. You can have the ghillie suit. You can have that sniper, and somebody come and stab you in the back. That's
Mm-hmm.
very easy. Take all your stuff. So it has a level of tension to it. And then when you get down to the last two people, and the circle is tight, and nothing beats that to me. I mean, for a long time, I was a PUBG junkie when it was in beta for Microsoft, and it just Destiny started picking itself back up. So, you know,
See, that's how I
but
felt about H1,
oh man,
H1Z1. I loved
yeah,
that before PUBG was the thing, because that thing was in like constant beta for a long time, and they've made changes I don't like. Like
yeah.
it I don't know what they did that made it's just different than it was, when I was in love with it. But,
Yeah, same thing with PUBG. PUBG is a little bit different now. I tried to play it, and they added some stuff to it, and they put their little looter, the loot crates and stuff in there, because they got to get money off of it. Even if it's a free to play game or whatever, you gotta find a way to get your cash. I tell people, they all upset. Well, oh, it shouldn't be no loot crates and that shit. Man, they gotta get paid.
yeah,
You
that's
don't have
true.
to buy it.
They're in the business to make money. I
Exactly.
mean, at the same time, you got to find that fine line between uh, pissing people off and being
Yeah.
successful. Like
Yeah, well,
it's
if you put like a god roll sniper rifle in a loot crate, that's kind of if it's not cosmetic, I mean, make the
yeah,
stuff cosmetic. But if if it's something that's going to give you a leg
game
up inside the
changing.
battle, yeah, nah, 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 nah.
No,
That's what
bad
trust.
news.
Yeah, exactly.
So all right, so you said you don't really have much of a hand in the site itself,
Right.
um, but
So for my
it yeah, okay. So but it's literally packed full of content from like you got
yo,
news, reviews,
yo,
videos, the works. Okay,
yo,
so
it looks crazy, right?
yeah, it's nuts, dude. It
Yeah,
is one of the more solid sites I've seen that came from like
ground roof.
your branding is, your places. You're all
Yeah,
kinds of different places. Okay, so
yeah.
how long has it been up, and who or why, I guess, why did you decide to even build a website? Just to kind of
Okay.
put everything in one place, or
No.
just because
Strategic. Everything is strategic. All
it's
right.
marketing based, right?
So let
To
me
it.
explain. So, um, my vision, what I see Iron Lords is it's bigger than IGN. Shout out to IGN for referencing some of our content. Uh, Bigger than a lot of these inside shows. I see it as a global brand, right? And in order for you to reach a global status, like I told you before, you have to have more than one revenue stream. You have to be able to hit things from so many different angles that when they do intersect, it seems like it's overwhelming. You're being seen on Instagram, you're being seen on Facebook, because
True.
yeah, we stream to everything now.
All the platforms. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Not just YouTube. And the website. So a lot of people like to read. Don't discount just because you don't like
There's
to
a
do something. Don't,
lot of reading.
exactly. Just
It
because
still
you
it
don't
still exists, kids.
do it. Exactly.
You don't have to absorb all your content with your, with
Video.
movement and video and all that shit. Read something.
Yeah, that's why anytime I put up a video, I also there's a link to it. So you can go and see the dimensions of the statue. I've never talked dimensions of the statue. I never talk dimensions of the statue. I never talk the artist. I just give you my personal, and I tell you where to go to get all of that information.
It's super
Because
detailed information.
right
Some people
down
love
to
that shit.
exactly. So some people want that. They don't want you to say it. They want to read it. So go get that. It's there. Excuse me. So now we always want to be media wherever we go. We go to PAX. I have a strategy for PAX. Like Cognito is the big game hunter. He is our best interviewer. That's his talent. Go hunt those big games.
Oh yeah.
I'm a personal person, right? And I also, you can give me somebody who's never done an interview a day. Shout out to Lord Hector. It was his first time this year. We went to PAX and PAX East, and he never did an interview. I gave him the gist of it, and I crank it out like McDonald's. My mentality is a franchise. That's my mentality. We're going to hit every last developer on this floor. Not one developer is going to go unturned. We're going to go to all our interviews and we're going to get every game they got. And this is how the interview is going to go. We're going to go in, we're going to go out. I give you the setup. I give them the setup. They get comfortable with it. We roll. Interviews don't last longer than 5 minutes. Next game, roll them. So we were able to do, I don't know, I think we did 100 and some odd videos, interviews of games at PAX.
Just
The
from
most,
PAX.
just the most of anybody that was there.
That's
We're not,
impressive shit.
we're not big hunting. Cognito is going to do platinum games. He's going to do that stuff. You
The
have a
big
different on the
triple
floor.
A
Right. Go do that.
monsters.
Because these games like Coffee Talk that's inside Game Pass right now, we did the interview on that. If you actually like that game, go see more about it on our interview. Go to lordsofgaming.net and you can check that out. Like this game right now that they get ready to drop out right now, Dunk Lords. Um, damn good game, fun game. Got the interview up.
A little party game, kind of basketball game.
Crazy fun is about to go on Xbox Live Games of Gold this month. So, and we talked about it on the interview, gave a heads up, and after that, it'll be coming to Game Pass. It's little things like that. When developers see me on the floor, they're like, "Oh, that's the guy. That's Diane Lewis. Hey, what's up? Well, what you got going on now?" And we build that rapport.
Yeah.
Like Sir Toby in Germany, we were supposed to go to Gamescom this year. And we was going to tear Germany up. We was going to get out and have a good time. But our main goal was to become media. And what I explained to my cousin was, I said, we're going to achieve every last drop of all of this stuff. Everything. All we got to do is be true to ourselves, and it's going to happen. And I see it, and I saw it. And shout out to Lord Dizzy. We merged with his website and Lord Hyde, who works in the background, who gets the website up and running. Me and him supposed to do something with Bad Girls Cosplay. And we're supposed to be doing like taking pictures and getting calendars together for the cosplayers, these women that does cosplay. Same thing with men.
Good idea.
Yeah, I got a whole little format for that to take that to a whole different level. But when I see something, my brain is in a way of, if you give me a problem enough time, I can find a solution for it. So when I see something and I'm like, you have to do this, just tweak this and do that a little bit, and that'll work. And then we do it and it'll work and it'll happen. And you just always got to do it from a pure energy standpoint. Don't do it from a negative energy standpoint. Don't ever do anything from a negative energy standpoint. Just
Oh
do it from
no,
a pure energy standpoint,
shit's
and
over
it'll work.
before it begins if that's the case.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're walking yourself into a dead end.
Exactly. Don't go in there talking about, oh, we're gonna make X amount of dollars.
Nope.
At no point in time do we go to any podcast saying that we got to make money, or it's not even about that. It's just not even about that. It's about us. I don't miss Sundays, thank God, and we are there to just talk, connect with the people, give them an outlet from this what's going on right now, and just try to grow, try to work our art, just speak whatever truth we are. And there's a lot of jokes involved in it. There's
Oh
jokes
yeah,
in it.
it's not some overly serious thing. And I mean it can't be, especially right now.
No, hell no.
It
Not
wouldn't
serious.
work.
This
Yeah. Right. So, we got plenty of serious in our lives already, right?
much of it.
No shit.
Yeah, right. Please
I
leave.
think you guys are over 150 episodes, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like working your way toward 200.
yeah, and that's kind of crazy because we do it once a week.
Yeah.
It's not like some people do like 4 or 5 episodes a week or whatever, and no, I can't do. I would be able to do
Dude,
nothing like that.
I could not imagine doing more than the one. Like I have my very off the wall, off the rails, non gaming related, typically podcasts that we do once a
Yeah,
week. I'm changing that to twice a week. Gaming Beyond the Box is enough for me, unless I'm guesting on something. One show.
yeah.
I'm good with. I don't know how you could do multiple shows a week, or how you'd even get people to tune into that shit repeatedly.
Friday,
Nah.
I have most of the time I'm always with Breakfast with Boom,
Yeah.
but now I do open mic, for the statues, and my girl goes, I don't know how the hell you do the statue joint in the afternoon. Well, I said, well, Boom, I love Boom's energy. I
Feed
I
off
I,
of
I
it.
I love Boom's energy. He's such a good dude. I don't usually mess with police at all. I said, cops and crooks don't mix. But
Boom's
I said,
good dude.
Boom, yeah, Boom is he's one hell of a dude. I said, if the world had more policemen or former policemen like you, it'd be a hell of a better place. Because he is a really good dude, and I wish only good things for him. And so anytime he calls, I'm on his show. I don't give a damn. I'm always there, right? And
I was on his show for the first time, like
it's fun,
last
right?
week. Oh, it was fun, and I was nervous as fuck the whole time. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie. I was like, there are like 400 plus people in this right
yeah,
now. It's like go from the chat to the panel. And I did all right. I did all right. But yeah,
yeah.
relatively new to the community, so like jumping on the Boom show was kind
Awesome.
of a big step. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like, there's a lot.
it's awesome. It's fun as hell. Boom stole my car though. He'll tell you. I was like, yo, sit right here while I go get my ID. He's like, all right. Now, you're a cop, so if the cops come and tell you to move the car, just show your badge and be like, yo, yeah, hey, Now, so the cop came and he's like, he said, he's like, yeah, you got to move the car. He's like, okay, sorry, officer. Jumped over. I see the Corvette like, like what the hell? The UE comes back around. He's like, yeah, the cop told me to move. I'm like, boom.
Of
He's
course, you
like,
gotta
pass
like
it up, pass it up.
Boom. Yeah, I genuinely like that guy like a lot. He was one of my first, I guess, once this show, the creator feature, kind of became like, I kind of fell into it. Like things
Yeah,
started going the way they should, because it's always growing pains when you start something new.
yeah,
He was one of my first bigger people to have on, and he was all for it. Like, I reached out and talked to him for a little bit, and he was all about it. And like, it's like talking to you, same way. It was there's a lot of good, genuine people out there.
I
If
don't let none of
all you
that
have to do
stuff
is
get to my
talk
head.
to him, man, you know?
I don't let none of that stuff get to my head. Uh, it's all this stuff is make believe,
Yeah.
right? So I don't let none of it get to my head. Like Twitter stuff, I don't let none of it get to my head. You know, I'll just sit there and I joke with people, whatever, whatever. But as far as like, have a big head because somebody finds you interesting, is something wrong with you then? Because
That's an ego problem.
yeah, that's I don't know. It's just not my thing. It's just I like to be liked. So I don't want to be that douche.
No, no.
Him, he's a douche. Like I don't be
There's
that guy.
plenty of those out there.
Man,
We could probably name drop for 20 minutes.
exactly. Yeah. So anyway.
Oh shit. All right, so let's shift gears into some gaming topics. Now we've kind of dabbled into that a little bit already, but I want to ask you: do you have a favorite game or franchise of all time,
Favorite game or franchise? Hmm.
or one that simply stands out more than others due to nostalgia or what it meant to you at the time?
I would have to say okay. Favorite game or franchise is it's
It's
a
hard, right?
little hard for me. Uh because you don't want to become a prisoner of the moment, right?
Nope.
So I would say, okay, I can give you a 16-bit era, because I guess they called it TurboGrafx 16-bit. I was a TurboGrafx dude. Nobody had it, and I had it, and I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. When I got the Turbo CD and all the stuff with it, I lost my mind. So I would
Fair enough.
say Rondo of Blood is my greatest Castlevania. I thought that game
Excuse me.
took Castlevania to a place. Like 'cause at that time, I thought Super Nintendo's Castlevania was hot, but this Castlevania had the cutscenes, had the music, had it just did everything right, everything down the line. TurboGrafx was the greatest machine. That wasn't as great here. It was, PC Engine in Japan was a monster. It was
Yeah.
an unstoppable juggernaut.
I've never heard of it. Never heard of it.
What a PC Engine?
No, the what'd you call it?
The, the TurboGrafx?
Turbo graphics. Yeah, I was like,
TurboGrafx 16
so that was basically it's just
as a console.
PC engine in a console.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
PC Engine is the name of it in Japan.
Okay.
In America, it was they
Turbo
changed the name
graphics.
to TurboGrafx 16, and that went up against Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Okay.
So when it was going up against Genesis and Super Nintendo, excuse me, they had a Street Fighter. They had their games. They had a Street Fighter 2, and to me, it was better. I just TurboGrafx had a feel to it. I had a Turbo Tab. He had played Dungeon Explorer. So like probably my greatest console, and I love Neo Geo, but I would go with TurboGrafx 16. My best game would have to be, and I'm not a prisoner of the moment. Will have to be The Last of Us 2. And we're going to do a spoiler cast on that tomorrow. I I've cried on a game before,
Okay.
but I've never cried 3 times in one game. The last time I cried on this game was absolutely the most heartbreaking. It was the shout out to Neil Druckmann um, for putting together such a game that is mind-boggling great. It's a masterpiece. It's a work of art. It transcends its faults into intricate pieces of art. And a lot of people, if they got issues with the game or issues with certain parts, is because it made them feel uncomfortable in that part, and they don't know how to articulate it properly.
Or deal with the emotions associated with it.
So when they felt that something happened at a time that they didn't want it to happen is because it was purposely put there for you to confront that uneasy emotion. It's purposely put there for you to deal with it. And it's a scene that I did not want to deal with, that was excruciating in dealing with this scene, that I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want the outcome, and it forced me to get to the outcome, and it was actually painful while it was happening. So
Wow.
yeah, it's literally the greatest game that, from a story standpoint. So now some people
Narrative
may have,
story,
yeah, may have problems with the mechanics or whatever. I can overlook certain things because it's a video game,
but they
and they
wrote a
can,
hell of a story, is what you're saying,
what?
right?
I'm one of those people that can jump from. I love those movies that jump from time. Well, this happened at this time, and we're telling the story in reverse because of this, and this person is intricate, and you're seeing different sides of characters. The character development in that game is second to none. Second to none. There's not one game that I'm going to tell you. You know, a lot of people will be like, "Well, this RPG, the 100-hour RPG that you played, there's a drone to go on and on." Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Maybe you felt like Final Fantasy and Tifa dying or whatever the hell was a problem for you. All right, but was Tifa a transsexual that had to kill their parent? Like, you know, it's like certain things that the game is dealing with that you don't want to confront. You don't want
It's
to
fair.
deal with it. And there's a lot of what's in the box moments with that game. And anybody that has seen the movie Seven, and you understand
It's a
what's
good
in the
movie.
box. What's in the box? Where Brad Pitt is crying, what's in the box? And he knows his wife's head is in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that type of
So
thing.
it's in your face, unapologetically emotion
Boy,
driven
boy,
narrative.
boy.
Makes me want to
That
play it even more because I haven't. I won't be able to till next gen, or if I find a really good deal on a PS4 because I sold. So
I
I'm
don't care.
sitting. All these people are talking about The Last of Us 2, and I'm like
Nah, I ain't get
plugging my
rid of nothing.
ears and the whole nine.
Get rid of nothing. Nah, nah, nah. I just went back and brought the DLC for The Last of Us 1 and played that DLC because I didn't. You know, I played the first game and I brought the remaster on the PlayStation 4, you know, because I was a fan of it and I wanted to see it in 60 frames per second or whatever. You know, on PlayStation, they have no games at that point in time. So I'm like, all right, you know, let me do this. And that was a good game. It was a good story. It made you feel for those characters.
That I'm assuming plays a pretty big role in some of the
Why
parts in
people
this,
are
right?
upset. Yeah, that's why they're upset. They're upset because the first game made you fall in love. They ripped your
That's what
heart out.
stories do. That's what stories do, right? The good stories, that's what they do. They get you intertwined with these characters and then
Locked and loaded.
they
Now,
start.
so people don't like to feel that feeling of loss,
Yep.
and this game has nothing but loss.
So it's
Nothing but
kind of dark then, a little bit.
yeah. No, it's completely dark.
Yeah, dark.
It had a rated R. If it doesn't have a rated R, I don't know why. It's a scene in there that I wouldn't even let my kids watch. I mean, a lot of brutality, and I'm not even talking about the brutality. I'm talking about the pure visceral scenes that are there that are meant to be felt. I can't state it enough that I guess he was holding Sony over a barrel for all of this stuff that he was able to get in the game. I want to know what the hell you kept out of the game, bro. Like, I really want to know what was left on the cutting floor because all the stuff that's in it, you got to give us a director's cut,
Like
baby.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
like you'll see. You're gonna play it. You're gonna play
Oh
it,
yeah,
and I
at some point.
for PlayStation 5 unless they do true 4K version and 60 frames per second or something like that. You know, like they did this generation with the PlayStation 4. For-
Yeah, I regret selling it. I did. I did what I had to do. I mean, I just picked up the Series X, or not the Series X, though, the One X again. A
the
handful of
299.
months back. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I had to. I sold it too. We were just in the spot, and it's like, my consoles sit here. It's like,
Come on. That's all that is.
yeah,
That's
I'll
right.
get them
The
back.
bread.
I'll get them back.
The bread.
Hell yeah. And
That's right.
slowly but surely, I'll play it. I'll play it at
Yeah.
some point. So,
Trust me. When you do, just reach out.
oh, I will. I will. I'll make sure you hear about it. All the
Yeah.
like listen to people talk about it. Like, gets me excited, and it's going to be hard to avoid all the spoilers. You know what I mean with social media, but I'm trying my damnedest, so I probably won't be tuning into your show.
I'll say tune out.
Oh, so all right. I fucking lost my spot now. I think. Okay, so the let's end the gaming talk with the July event that's now apparently confirmed for the 23rd. It's creeping closer day by day. What are you most excited for, and what needs to happen at this event for it
So,
to be a success?
full disclosure, I'm compromised. So I already have lists and stuff like that. So if that's the list that I got that says
Let's
15
hope.
studios, I'm
Let's.
about that. I'm about that. Hey, I'm about that. But being that I don't think that'll be talked about here, and they're only talking about games, how can I talk without talking? Definitely, I don't want to give you the canned stuff. I would love to see a new Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, please,
uh, being
please.
that that studio is underwing. Um, let me see. Definitely, the Halo. Regardless, I love Halo 5, so I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's looking forward to Halo Infinite because they think Halo 5 was a flop, but it's the fastest selling, one of the best selling games that's
I
ever
wouldn't
been
call it a
produced.
flop. I just
So,
I didn't agree with the direction they took with the story and how they split the two teams.
oh
That's just my feelings. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't even. It didn't. It was so
I
lopsided and like this.
wanted to get Locke.
Yeah.
You have so much Master Chief. They're trying to introduce the world and break the world up. So when you're doing
Hmm.
that, like that last time that you had to use the Arbiter,
Yeah.
people hated that, and they would have
I
felt that if you made him into a separate game. No, we don't own these characters. We don't
no.
own these stories. We're just here for the ride. Now,
It's
was it
true.
a story being told? Yeah, it was.
Well, I
Did
think
you
their
have?
misleading marketing prior to it is what
Are
fucked
you
me
talking about
up the
when
most.
he was in the
Yeah,
sand?
no, like the whole seek the truth shit, and
Oh,
like it's
who's the
gonna
bad
be
guy?
Osiris versus Blue Team, and then you get in and you play as Chief for 3 missions, and Osiris as a bulk of the game. If I would have known more about that coming into it, I wouldn't have been butthurt at all.
But
I mean,
isn't that our fault though?
do what?
Isn't that our fault? Because that's the same thing I'm
Yeah,
hearing now. With people that I don't like The Last of Us 2 because I was led to believe something, and then I watched the early on trailers, and I said, "Oh snap, yeah," and did make it seem like such and such was such and such was such and such, and then I said, "Yeah, I probably would have been upset too," but I pushed that crap out of my mind. I
that's
literally
fair.
do when I'm going into a game because I know marketing. And I know, especially if it's story driven, it's meant to misdirect you and put you in a position where you're like, oh, I see that happening. Because they still have the old mentality of back in the days where there wasn't any internet and you got a trailer like there's an ocean. And,
And then
that
you
guy,
introduce a shock factor when you actually see the final product.
Exactly. So,
Okay,
that's why Marvel
that's
does the
fair.
things that they do with you saw the Hulk running uh when they were in Wakanda and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's like it's like little things that they do to misdirect you, and we all got to understand that this medium isn't anything different than any other medium as far as entertainment goes, because they want you to discover the story. They, I
'Cause
just
it's all story driven. All of it
yes,
is. At the end of the day,
all
regardless
so
of the platform, it's all story driven.
so I would say Halo. I would definitely like a Ninja Gaiden. um,
Hmm.
and I hope that they pick up some of the other older IPs that they did this gen. What's that the one with the girl and the robot Recore? I
Oh,
hope that
Recore.
yeah,
I
I
played
hope
that for a little bit. I played a little bit of it on my PC,
yeah.
and
My son ended it.
it's not a bad game. It's really not.
It's not. It's a good IP. People want different things like story based, stuff. It's an old school shooter,
Hmm.
so you got to have reflexes, for that game, because a lot of times you're dumping, double flipping, shooting, flipping, getting to the ledge,
Well, you're
and
constantly moving.
yeah, and you're changing colors because you're fighting 4 or 5 different enemies, and then you got to snatch the ball out of them, and it's a lot of things going on at one time. Some dudes don't have the dexterity in their fingertips to actually get that stuff done. I thought it was a good exercise in old school gaming. I would like to see that revisited. I honestly do. I thought Recall was a pretty good title from them, and I think they can expound on that world a little bit more. So I definitely
Okay.
will love a Recall too.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
want to what do you want to see them like? What do they have to do for it to be a success? What do you feel is the number one thing Microsoft's got to do for the mic drop? Like that everybody keeps talking about. Everybody keeps talking. They have to have mic drop moments. Blah 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 blah.
Um.
What has to happen for that to be realized? Even though a lot of people are just gonna say it's shit, regardless of if it was good. You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't care about them. I thought Sony's show was a 4, and if they didn't show console, then it would have been a flop. So when they showed the one console, they got 2 points, and they showed another console, got another 2 points. So they got an 8 from me. And it's
I enjoyed the
overall good
show.
show. Yeah, it was an overall good show.
Mhm.
Um, what Microsoft has to do, and they get 2 points per game. But see, this is the difference. And what I was talking a couple of guys about it. Every year at E3, Microsoft shows upwards of 80 games.
Yeah, a lot.
Most of these games is like multiplayer, or multi-platform, but they show at least 80 games and probably 13 games that are console based, and probably 7 that are exclusive to the console. They do this every year. I think
Hmm.
last year they had like 100 and some odd games. So um, what people want them to do is scale back on volume and show uh like get a little bit more intimate. The reason why those two companies is so diametrically different is because Sony fools you into making you believe they have a bunch of IPs and stuff coming. They really don't. They have these,
Multicast.
yeah, 2 or 3 IPs that they're going to show throughout the generation, and that's what you're going to get. They introduce 1 or 2 new ones, and hopefully they hit, and then it's on to the next generation, and that's fine. That's the formula has worked with them, and they sell hope. Microsoft has been selling you abundance, and that's how their company is shaped. So what I need to see from Microsoft, I need to see a lot of games that's in 4K 60. I need to see a lot of games that are in 4K 120, or 1440p 120. I need to
Oh, yeah.
see the brute force of the console to show me why it is superior to a PlayStation 5. But also at the same time, I need to know what's the value in the box. So I don't think in this show I'm going to get that, right. So
Fair.
on an IP standpoint, we're going to get Perfect Dark. We're going to get Halo. We're going to get what is that?
Fable.
Fable. And I want Fable to be that Zelda killer that it was supposed to be. So that has to, show up. But then again, I also want those returning IPs, because what Microsoft does is they don't invest in their own IPs. So those IPs that you made this generation, reinvest in those IPs. Now, I know we're not going to get scale bound. What would be a crazy mic drop moment is for them to show Scalebound. You know, to be honest with you, I think that will end the show on a note that will crush anything that can be shown anywhere if they do that, because of how fakely anticipated the first Scalebound was. I got a chance to see it. It was not playing well.
Yeah, the
But
whole little teaser thing almost.
no, I
So
was at the E3.
years back.
I saw the game running. It wasn't running well. Platinum Games was at an impasse. They wanted to go a certain way. Microsoft wanted to go another way,
Yeah, they
and
were
it just,
button heads.
yeah, it just didn't go well. So that's where you get the whole Microsoft is too busy inside the studios messing with things. So hopefully, we can get if that happens, and I will text you. I will call you. I will right then and there. That's my mic drop moment. If they can do that, that's my mic drop moment. So we're not going to get the Lockhart system talked about. That's going to be in August
August, yeah.
when when Sony does their show, because Sony's going to do their show and they're going to go for price. I think they're going to hold out as long as possible. Microsoft is going to do their show right on their head and give you the price for the Lockhart and the Series X. So, yeah, but my mic drop moment will be Scalebound
Scalebound.
or
Last minute.
Batman or
Or
Batman.
Batman.
Batman exclusive. Batman first party
Ooh.
exclusive.
Oh damn, dude. People would
To
shit.
coincide with the movie.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah,
That'd be real good. Hell yeah.
Batman.
I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you
So,
the link right now.
oh hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna kill my ace. Fucking thing starts to get hot out and it sounds like it's chewing itself in pieces.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. Oh well, okay, well that's you're gonna see something that you don't want to see. Um,
Just
yeah,
spoiler, Tilo.
no, I just sent you something that you can be like, well, okay then, all right, okay, yeah,
Shit happens.
yeah, no, trust me,
I'm not jarred easily.
don't worry, that'll be a private joke for us then.
Fair enough.
Send it to you right. You know how you said something, you're like, oh no, delete, delete.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
shit. Fuck.
delete you. Getting it.
Oh shit. I could always just not click on it.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna click on it.
Okay.
Regardless of what, you're gonna click on
All right.
it.
We'll have that then for future reference.
Exactly. That's a mic drop moment right there.
All right. So you know what? Let's get into the closing questions. We cracked the 2 hour mark. Nice. Good shit. Good
Yeah.
shit. What are you most passionate about?
Statues, comic books.
I figured as much. But like is there something you haven't elaborated on about it that just
I
like
probably
what
have 50,000 books.
is just the stories behind it? Is it that how detailed and intricate they get with these statues and like the stories and the comics and all that? What is it that draws you to them so much?
The virtue, the being a hero. Um, it's very, see, people don't understand. It's very easy to be a villain.
Oh yeah.
Hard as hell to be a hero. It's hard as hell because uh, Spider-Man was a self-serving brat in the beginning when he got his powers, and it took his uncle to die for him to see that's just, with this great power comes great responsibility.
One of the best quotes
Yeah,
ever.
Batman was born from death. Um, Superman was born from abandonment.
Abandonment and his everything
Yeah,
gone.
he was sent to Earth in hopes, type of thing.
Hope.
And you have Captain America. Uh, to save the world, he doomed himself, lost his world. He's a man out of time.
Hmm.
Um, so you have these characters that you've grown up with reading, knowing their secrets, because Jack Kirby and Stan Lee and these guys are writing their stories how they see it. Like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X is Professor Xavier and Magneto, and the mutants are black people. And when you get to know what the X gene stands for, that is the melanin, and you understood that Stanley saw no color, but he was trying to give you a book that gave some form of diversity so that you were able to be included. You were able to see through his eyes how he saw the world. Stanley's,
Maybe even some insight,
oh
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the greatest hippie this world has ever. Yes,
That's good. Yeah.
yes, the greatest hippie this world has ever seen. Peace, love, and happiness. And it's these books craft stories around these principles, and these principles hold true. You, you get to the point where oh, nah, Captain America will never do that, or that will never happen, or why did that happen? And these stories are told for you to be endeared to these characters. So, like when I see them on the screen, I know little things that have changed, and it has to be changed for the layman, but always the books stay true to the core values, and I always return back to the books and read a good story, because it's those isolated moments where I didn't have a TV to play a game. I had books. Books was 25 cents. Books
Reading.
was 10 cents. So I would go get a book. And every year on Mother's Day, I would go sell a bunch of books, get my mother's cards, get her flowers, give her flowers, go back to buying books and do stuff like that. So, um, books have always tied me to being a better person, because you're like, yo, if this dude can do this, you can do this. That hero's inside of you, and then there's just
Inspiration, man. They're built on it.
yeah, that's my thing. So then you see the statues. I just never thought that statues would be this detailed. I never thought so.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Especially after watching some of your videos on your statues. Like I said, I have a backlog to get through, but I watched some of them, and it holy shit, I can't even imagine the time to
yeah.
get everything to go right on. I mean, and they're not mass produced. I would assume a lot of them are all of them like you can always have it, or they make X amount of a quantity.
Okay, so they make, like, let's say this Thanos. I think the edition size was 800, right? But that Superman, I think it was like 2,000. They made, and you say Lobo, they probably made like 1,500 Lobos, but that Joker, they probably made like 5,000 of the Joker.
Which in the grand scheme of the world is a small amount, a
Oh yeah,
finite amount. So it's not like some huge mass produced fucking toy you go buy off the
oh
shelf.
no,
Not
no,
even
no,
close.
not even
So
close.
like the attention to detail is huge on those things,
Exactly.
and
Like
and they do a damn good job of it. It blows my mind.
I got some statues that are 25 in the world. So like my Doctor Doom, my Doom on Throne that I have, God Emperor Doom. That's 25 of the white ones are made, 25 of the green ones are made. So it's
Damn.
25. that one in the world. And that Hulk man I have, I think he only made 20 of them, and I got like number 7, something like that.
Damn,
Yeah, that Hulk man is that's like a $5,000 statue at this point. So
that's crazy. And that's your favorite one you're
no,
talking about, or is that the darker green one that?
no. I said Hulk man, like
Oh,
from
Hulk.
yeah, Hulk man, the one with the little beak on his nose and the mouth,
Oh,
the wings.
okay. I thought I heard Hulk, and that's
No,
all I heard.
my Incredible Hulk statue. Yeah, you can
Hulk
still
man.
go get that statue right now. It's 1,600. Not too many people running out, checking that dollar there, but
Whew.
it's available at
You
sideshow.com.
said Hulk man.
Yeah, Hawkman.
Hulk man. Okay. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
that's even crazier. No wonder it's your favorite. So,
yeah.
like, I thought all I heard was Hulk.
If you see that video, he's standing on a ton of dismembered bodies with a bloody mace, and his wings is longer than my arms. I'm a big dude, so his wings is long. I did not know how big that statue was. So when I ordered it, it came in 2 giant boxes from China, and I'm
Oh
like,
shit!
what the hell?
No, I gotta back and watch that one too. You
Yeah,
did the whole thing on
yeah,
that one too, yeah.
yeah.
All right,
But those are early on. I'm gonna revisit a lot of those early on statues
kind of a
and,
redo.
and do them in 4K like that and Iron Fist because I love Iron Fist. So yeah, so I
I'll
do it.
keep an eye out for that shit too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. And if you got the 4K capability, I mean, everybody wants that upgrade, right?
Hell yeah, baby.
Give it to them.
That's
Hell
right.
yes.
More content.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Remake.
See, and like honestly, I'm thinking like my first few shows on here we're talking like maybe 10 to 30 minutes because I'd have my questions lined up and I'd go into editing. I'd cut out all the dead shit or all the just BSing. I don't
Yeah.
do that anymore, so I feel
Oh,
like
no.
some of those people deserve a redo.
That's right.
Exactly, right?
Come back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, people want all the other stuff.
I
You
know,
know,
and
you,
that's the thing. I didn't know at first. I'm like,
yeah.
here, take it.
Yeah.
They answered some questions. Here it is.
They want you
They
uncut,
want
baby.
everything raw, uncut realism. That's
Yeah.
it.
They don't want that watered down stuff. Don't give it to
Hell no.
them.
I'll fucking I'll get a couple of the people on that I didn't quite do justice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna they're gonna be in the calendar for sure because
Yeah.
they deserve to be like because especially because the conversations we had were so fun. You know, like hearing them, getting to know them was so awesome, and nobody got to see that, and I feel like I robbed them of that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm gonna redo
Definitely.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this whole thing is for. Is that, like people that want a better insight into like who you are,
Well, they're
what
gonna get
you
a hell of a
do,
lot of it.
what inspires you. Like,
You got the most.
hey, that's awesome. I love it, and
Trust me.
that's why I do it. You know what I mean? Like, I thoroughly enjoy sitting down and getting to know everybody I have on the show
Yeah.
as far as I can, and then providing that to not even new people, but the people that have been watching you and all your stuff forever, maybe don't know some of this stuff and they get a deeper dive into
They
you as
don't
a
know
person. You know what I mean?
none of this stuff.
Hey, that's hell yes. That's what it's supposed
They see it, they're gonna be like, wow, word?
to.
I didn't know that.
That's awesome. That's why I do it. I feel like a lot
Right,
of people are going to look at.
honey? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes, he did.
People want to know that you know they're the creators they follow are fucking human, or at least they need to know. You know what I mean?
Nothing but human.
Right. So we'll get into the final statement piece here. This is hands down my favorite question I ask every week. I think I say that every week. If you could say one thing to aspiring creators to motivate or inspire them, what would it be?
Okay, it's an esoteric tradition type of meditation thing that I do. Sit in front of the mirror, close your eyes, see yourself with your eyes closed. See where you see yourself and who you are and where you're going to be. Then open your eyes and look at that person. The person that you see is the person that you're going to be. So I would say to any aspiring person, the person that you see in the mirror is the person that you're going to be. Now, if you don't like what you see in the mirror, change that person. Because that's the person that you are and that's the person that you have to be. So make sure that that person that you see in the mirror, that you're comfortable with that person. So you must fix yourself if you don't like yourself. And you can do it.
Good words. Great fucking words, dude. It starts with the man in the mirror, right?
That's it. I didn't
Have
even know how that that song was until I started reading esoteric tradition and stuff that goes along with that stuff and inner reflections and stuff like that. And he was big into that stuff too as well. So
if you don't like the person you see, you got to make the changes. That's
exactly.
it. I agree with you 100%. Great words, dude. A lot of people appreciate hearing that, and that's another thing I like is it changes week to week. Like there's just
Yeah,
this little
yeah, truth.
grasp it inspiration at the end of the show every week that people can, hopefully take and actually turn on. You know what I mean? Like use it. That like
It's
this
gonna
old
hit somebody.
right.
You're
Somebody will
not
use
gonna
it.
hit everybody. You're gonna hit somebody though.
Somebody,
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 yeah.
somebody's gonna change their viewpoint to some extent somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe even become a better person, or just take that dive into doing what they want to do.
Hey,
That's it, man. That's what we want.
facts.
So, where can people find you on social media and throughout the week as a whole?
All
Days,
right.
times, social media, the whole nine yards.
All right. So on social media, Iron Lord's podcast everywhere on every social media platform, even TikTok. Yeah, we have
Oh,
TikTok.
snap.
Yeah, yeah. That's me over there. Um, um, you can find Lord King David OTW on Twitter, on Xbox Live, on PlayStation Network is Xbox 360 Lover 01.
I
Yes,
was waiting for that one.
is it true, man? Um, true. I bleed green,
Oh, I
baby.
love it. I love it. That cracks me up every time I hear your PSN. It's so
KOS,
good.
that's King of Statues once a week. When fighting comes back up, shout out to Dana White for getting this Fight Island going. I'm not a huge MMA dude, but I do like MMA guys. I'm a huge boxing fan, so I'm waiting for boxing to get their way. Dana is a hustler. Shout out to Dana for doing everything that he does for this combat genre. Um, and also, you can catch me at Dolph Castle X channel. You go there Fridays at 9 p.m. And this is like 2 hour show, open mic. We talk statues, we talk comics, we talk video games. It's a little bit of adult humor. So if you're used to me on Iron Lord's podcast, it's a little bit different um, over there. But Iron Lord's podcast Sunday at 1 p.m. And you can get us over there, usually a couple of hours there, and lordsofgaming.net, where you can go to the website and you can get everything
Literally everything. I
the
shit you
gaming needs.
not.
Yo, listen, I'm trying to get a dude that's into wrestling. I swear, I want a dude that follows wrestling, that lives, eats, breathes it, and that can actually articulate it or write it down. Because I want a guy doing a wrestling blog or a vlog, every week.
I might actually know a guy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, hardcore.
that's what I want. I
I
want.
might.
That's
Gotta
the
have
only.
that writing ability, though.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's
go
no.
in
He doesn't
tandem.
have to. He can do a video.
Oh,
But
there you go.
yeah, yeah, vlog or blog. Um, because I think that's the only thing that's missing from that website. That's the only thing.
And that's
I,
a big,
yeah, there
big
was
genre of entertainment, dude.
what?
Huge,
That was my
huge.
thing. Wrestling was our thing.
Oh, dude, I
So for it to be missing from something that's a
loved it.
core to us, nah, we gotta have
You
that.
got to get it on there, dude. Got to get it on there.
I've been fighting for that forever.
Hey, we'll see it, right? Eventually, it'll come to fruition, man. You'll make it happen. You
Yeah,
make a
well,
lot of things happen.
you see what happened, right? I spoke it. You like, hey, I might got somebody. Hey, look at that. Boom.
Shit.
See?
Boom.
Yeah, it just
Well,
happens.
dude, thanks again so much for coming on the show. I had an absolute blast with you one
Thank
on
you.
one. It was a hell of a good time. Um, fuck, man, you had a lot of good talking points, and your final statement was it's a good one. What
Yeah,
pride?
thank you.
Probably gonna compete for my favorite. I do have favorites. I don't tell anybody who's favorite or nothing, but your final statement piece was yeah, that was
Yes.
some inspirational shit there, dude. So some shit people should listen to.
Somebody gonna seek out that book. I got a copy. They're usually like $25. They're gonna seek out that book and they're gonna get the meaning of life in that book. Not too many people want to tell people about the book. They want to keep it as a secret. It's a Mason's book. So I know a lot of Masons out there like, shut up. No, I will not shut up. But it will transcend a lot of your thinking and put you in a different space. Yeah,
I I hope someone does. That's
yeah,
all. If one person hears it and it changes their course for the better,
yeah,
shit, yeah, did my job. That's
yeah,
how I feel about it. Got the right person on at the right time to have the right person hear it.
yeah,
So
exactly.
thanks again. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks now. So
Yeah.
later.
You